Hey guys, this is Dr. Callahan for week 2, Thursday of Algebra 2, semester 2. So go ahead and pause the video and answer the following 3 questions on your warm-up log. All right, so today we're going to still continue identifying zero, but today I'm going to introduce you guys a new theorem called the conjugate root theorem. Just as a friendly reminder that your Math Excel, you're assigned 1 homework and 1 quiz every single week. So for week 2, you should have your homework and then also your assessment. And it looks like this. Everything here from week 1 is already due last Sunday, but you can still access it and redo it or turn it in. If you would like partial credit, it's a deduction of 10 to 40% depending on when it is turned in. And then of course, week 2, the first part right here is going to be your assessment. And the second part right here is going to be your homework. If you look at the category, your homework is always a little blue dot, and then the category with the orange is always going to be your quiz. Yesterday, we went over the quiz in person, and so if you have that, make sure that you turn that in class. It's 20 questions. And so today, we're going to go over the conjugate root theorem. You're going to create a brochure. Your brochure should look something like this that you can fold. This is the first thing you want to copy down on your brochure for the conjugate root theorem. So go ahead and pause the video. On the first example, this is what you need to copy down. Pause the video to do that. And now we're on example 2. So we kind of like starting it midway. All right, you guys. So continuing with this, I have my 2 different zeros. One is x minus 1 minus I. The second one is x minus x plus I. And remember, there's a minus and a plus because of the conjugate root theorem. And then we're going to go ahead and just simplify this. So if I were to simplify this piece right here, negative x times 1 is a negative x. Negative x times I is a positive xi. All right. Okay, so then with that said, unfortunately, you guys, you're going to have to go ahead and FOIL this little part right here. But at this point, I hope you guys realize that FOIL, you can probably do in your head. Like first is 1 times 1, so that's 1. Do you see how your outer, if you do your outer, you're going to get a 1 times I, which is a positive I. But then your inner is negative I times 1, which is a negative I. And then what happens to that? It just cancels, right? So I'm not even going to write it down because it just cancels. And then your last is a negative I times an I, which is going to be a positive, or excuse me, a negative I squared. And didn't we say that I squared equals negative 1? Didn't we say that? So then negative I squared is a negative 1, which is going to be a 1 plus 1, which is a 2. Okay, so then let's go ahead and combine all of this. Okay, I know it looks really ugly and I'm sorry. X squared, so my answer is gonna start off with x squared. Then look at your outer and inner. So you have a negative x and a negative x, which is a negative 2x. What do you guys notice about the negative xi and the positive xi? Don't they just cancel out? Yeah, I'm just gonna cross it out. I'm not even bother with it. And then your last is just gonna be a plus 2. And that is it, you guys. That is your zeros to the factors of this. Now, if you want to find the zeros, you can also graph it on your TI-84 calculator, which is another option. All right, so let's move on to the third one, you guys. So here we go. So example number 3, you can go ahead and do this on any of the empty ones that you guys have, whichever one blank brochure page you have left. So this is example 3, and it says write a cubic polynomial that has root 1, 3 minus a square root of 2, and 3 plus a square root of 2, and already they have the conjugate right there, so you don't need to rewrite that. Okay, so let's go ahead and first write down our zeros, okay? Our first zero is going to be x minus 1, and that's what that one right there, okay? Our second one is going to be x minus 3 minus a square root of 2, but it needs to be in parentheses. And your last one is x minus 3 plus a square root of 2, and they need to be in parentheses as well. Okay, so then you're like, all right, what do I do? You're going to have to foil this, and I'm really sorry, but I'm going to walk it through with you guys together. And I know it's a pain in the butt, and it's a lot of work, but this is a junior level math class, and unfortunately, that's something that we're going to have to do that. So at this point, hopefully you realize that you can do the FOIL method either vertically or horizontally. I'm just going to do it horizontally this time. So FOIL. First is going to be x times x. So first is just x squared. Outside is going to be x times negative square root, or negative parenthesis 3 plus square root of 2. So that's going to be a negative x times 3 plus the square root of 2. So I'm just going to be very careful the way that I do this, okay? And then inside is going to be this one times that one right there. Those are the two numbers on the inside. So that's a negative parenthesis 3 minus square root of 2 times x. So that's a negative x times 3 minus square root of 2. And then last is just going to be the last two terms, which is going to be a negative times a negative. That's going to be a positive 3 minus square root of 2 times 3 plus square root of 2. All right, so then from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and distribute this. So your negative x's, multiply it in, negative x's, multiply it in, and in which case you have a negative 3x minus x square root of 2. Similarly, negative 3x plus x square root of 2. And notice, couldn't you just cancel those two? Because one's a plus and one's a minus. Yes, you can. Boom, boom, gone. And then I just have the negative 3 and the negative 3, which is going to give me a negative 6x. Don't forget to bring down your x squared. Unfortunately, I have one more FOIL. I'm sorry. It's this one right here. So at this point, we've done FOIL so many times, so let's just do it. Okay, so 3 times 3 is a 9. Your outside and inside is going to cancel, so you don't even need to worry about that. You just need to worry about the last part. So negative square root of 2 times positive square root of 2 is a negative 2. So 9 minus 2 is going to give you a 7. Don't forget your x minus 1, which is right here. Okay, so then at this point, remember, you can go ahead and create a box, or you can just distribute it. I personally always like creating the little boxes, so I'm going to create my box. It's a 3 by 2 box. On top, it's x squared minus 6x plus 7. On the left side, it's x minus 1. And then you need to fill in the numbers in the boxes. Okay, so going across, x cubed minus 6x squared plus 7x. On the bottom, negative x squared plus 6x minus 7. And then we'll have you guys combine the like terms. Is everybody here from Topu's class, or is a few of you guys from Atani's class? Is everybody here from Topu's? Anybody else from a different teacher? Okay. All right, so then looking at this, remember your first answer is going to be this one. Last answer is going to be the -7. So x cubed minus 7. And then you want your answers in between them, right here and right there. Okay, like diagonal. So the diagonal answers are going to be -7x squared, positive 13x. And this, you guys, is your polynomial. I know it's a lot of work, but with that said, how many guys can say that there's a lot of people in the world who can do this? You know what I mean? So if you're able to do it, or you kind of get it, which is totally fine, then congratulations, you're one of the few people. Just all right, last one, example 4. Okay, so you're gonna solve this given that 3 minus x squared, or 3 minus 2i is a complex 0. Hey, what's up? Oh, maybe I made a mistake. Sorry. It's a good thing that you guys have your cell phone. Which one are you right here? What's your last name? C? Jared?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't sign in.
Oh.
So just sign in right now. Yeah, you gotta sign in. Because I'm like, with everybody wearing their masks, I'm like, I have no idea who's who. You know what I mean? And then sometimes, like when the students take off their masks, it's like, oh, that's how you look. I feel like you have no idea. So thank you. Yeah. Oh, then you probably got more absent then. Okay, so let me go ahead and email them and change that for you for yesterday, but just make sure you sign in. Yeah, no problem. We'll just correct that. All right, you guys, let's power this through. Okay, so if I need to find the other one as a complex 0, okay, so you can do this one of several ways. We can also use the division part of this. So we're going to use synthetic division. Okay, so we're going to create that little backward dividing bar. And then remember, with synthetic division, you're going to use the 2, the 9, the 7, the 45, and the 13. So I'm going to put a 2 here, -9, 7, 45, -13. And then we use this part, 3 minus 2i on the left side. Okay, so then looking at this here, I'm going to bring that 2 down. Okay, so then I'm going to have to multiply it here. So multiply it. 2 times 3 is a 6 minus 4i. And then, of course, you're going to add it. Okay, so don't forget to add. So then combine your like terms. You have -4i minus 3. But then we have to multiply one more time, remember? So then with this one, what you're going to do is you're going to have to kind of FOIL that. So we're going to have a 3 times a -4i, which is going to be a -12i. 3 times a -3, which is a -9. -2i times a -4i is a +8i squared. -2i times a -3 is a +6i. So then combine your like terms. Negative 12, 6 gives you a negative 6i. And then remember your I squared, isn't that just a negative 1? So 8 times negative 1 is a negative 8. Negative 8 minus 9 is a negative 17. So I'm going to go back to over here, put down negative 6i minus 17. Then we go ahead and add it. So don't forget to add. Okay. Once you add everything here, you're going to have a negative 6i minus 10. Okay. So now you're going to have to multiply that back over there. So I'm going to FOIL it one more time. 3 times negative 6i is going to give you a negative 18i. 3 times negative 10 is a negative 30. Negative 2i times a negative 6i is a positive 12. I squared. Negative 2i times a negative 10 is a positive 20i. And again, I have to combine my terms. So negative 18 and 20 is going to give me a 2i. And remember that I squared is just a negative 1. 12 times negative 1 is a negative 12. Negative 12 minus 30 is a negative 42. So then I have up here 2i minus 42. Oh my goodness. Okay. So then again, add them. Okay. So then you have 2i. 45 minus 42 is going to give me a 3. Okay, last one. We're going to go ahead and power through this. Okay. We're going to go ahead and multiply it one more time. So I have to FOIL it. 3 times 2i is going to give me a 6i. 3 times 3 is going to give me a 9. Negative 2i times positive 2i is a negative 4i squared. Negative 2i times 3 is a negative 6i. Combine like terms. Oh, guess what? That cancels. Woohoo. I squared is a negative 1. So negative 1 times negative 4 is a 4. 4 plus 9 is a 13. So 13. And then if you add it, guess what? You get a 0 for your remainder. I know, you're like, holy crap, that was a lot of work. And I totally agree. So at this point, give me a second. If you're like, I had a little bit difficulty with that, that's okay. That was kind of a long one, and we'll practice this a little bit more, you guys. Okay, so at this point, you guys have the 0 right there. I'm going to show you guys the video right here. So give me a second. Let me set it up. Which is what you have. So those are your 3 zeros, you guys. So you have the first one right here, second one right there, and this is your third 0. I know this is a really long example. So anyways, we're done with this part. Next, what I'm gonna have you guys do is you're gonna tape this into your folder. And so I'm gonna give you guys a piece of tape, and you're gonna be taping this into your guided notes for today. If you don't take a tape and pass it down, into your white packet, so that way you can use this on your assessment. Now I'm going to give you guys your report cards, and we'll also start over here and see what stuff is getting on. So I have Maitland, Anthony Diaz, Balthazar Espinosa, Eddie Estrada, Jacobo Fuentes. Do these make you sound familiar? No, yes? No, I'm like, this is a wrong one. Anthony Meloria, is Anthony there? Joel, you're right here. Jesus, Tovar, Jessica S, Alexander S, Alonso Mendoza, Cassandra Martinez. Right here. Over here now, Sergio Martinez, Melanie Martinez, Melanie, Marley, Oscar Lopez, Leslie Lopez, Emily Lopez, Daisy Jacinto, Latola, Haley, right here. And now we're going over. Hopefully the same way, right? Over here, that's a different way. Jesus, Espinosa, Isabella, Jared Corona, Paloma, Angel, Angel, and Pachu. I don't know why that's it. So if I do not call your name, it's probably because I don't have yours. Did anybody not get one? Okay. What is your name, my dear? Last name is. Are you sure that I'm going to put some up? No? Okay, so I don't have those. So I have those words down, you know? Like a little more. Yeah, I'm so sorry, you guys. I don't have it. You're the only two, correct? Yes. What is your last name? And I don't have yours either. This, I don't know, they gave me this one and there's like no. What one's name is on this one? I'm sorry, no idea. So I will email them and ask. And so let me just highlight your name so I can go ahead and email them. For those of you who did not get a for those of you guys who did not get it, get yours, just come on up for a second. I'm gonna find you here and we're gonna go ahead and email them. So just come on up very quickly. Sorry. Yeah, come on up. Have a great week, you guys. See you later. Let me have your TID for calculator and the tape. Okay, let's see. Craig, I got you. So Kamarie, you can actually go. I have yours. Let's see here. What is your last name one more time? Felder. Yeah. Savannah, you're good. I'm gonna email them and let them know I don't have yours. And what is your last name?
Perez.
Perez. So it starts with P, correct? Okay, so let's see. I have a Juan Perez. Is that you?
Yes.
Okay. So did you just start school?
Yeah.
Okay, so they won't have yours. You're good. Yes, and your last Espinosa Jesus? Hugo. Okay, gotcha. I got yours. So I got yours, my dear. So you guys are good. I'm gonna email them and let them know that I don't have it. So hopefully they'll be able to print another one. Do I have yours or no? Do you need me to include you in the list? Okay, what is your last name? Valoria. Let's see. Anthony? Okay, I'm gonna add you to it as well. Oh, did you not sign in today? Okay, make sure you sign in. So that way I don't mark you absent because I actually did mark you absent. Yeah. Did you come in late today? Okay, did you sign in? Were you late today? No, okay, but just make sure you sign in. Did you sign in? Oh, good, but you were late. Okay, so let me change that. But today's is changed. You're good. No problem. Yes, for today. Tamara Curley.
Where's it at?
It's for the second period or third period, right here, Thursday, right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You're welcome. See you later. Have a good day.